Replacing China as the world's factory, and even a world-class power, is India's unchanging pursuit. For over 20 years, under long-term rapid economic growth, many Indians have long believed that the goal is within reach, and success is also inevitable. Prime Minister Modi is even more spirited, frequently trending on international hot searches, strategically aligning with the US, Japan, Europe, and Australia, eager to seize its own great power status. But when the time comes to 2025, in an unnoticed corner, India seems to have suddenly shifted from expansion to despair. The rapid growth of the economy, no longer in the GDP growth rate zone, foreign capital is fleeing, stock market is falling. The rhetoric of the Indians has shifted from surpassing to reflection, and the service sector, which accounts for half of the GDP, also indicates that Make in India has completely turned into a bubble. The Modi government has lost the novelty of challenging the world's factory, even when facing Trump's tariffs. They said death is still India. No exports pose no threat to American manufacturing. And towards the northern neighbor, India is equally no longer arrogant, and has begun to seek peace and friendship. In a daze, India has become somewhat unfamiliar. So, what exactly happened after India's transformation? The manufacturing dream of the South Asian giant? Why has it become a moon in the mirror? The people of this subcontinent, what eternal dilemmas do they still face that can never be solved? Today, Wu Datong will talk about India. India is located in South Asia, covering an area of 2.98 million square kilometers, with a population of 146 billion. Considering their GDP total of 35 trillion in 2023, it can be said that India is indeed a world power. Moreover, in the past few decades, India has made significant progress in various aspects. But the good news for India stops here. The current situation is that the total GDP is stabilizing. The expectation for 2025 is 6.5%. High-speed growth is not reflected in per capita figures. To surpass it, one must consider a decade. Foreign investment is rapidly declining. International asset distribution is in turmoil. The entire country faces massive systemic issues, with no hope of resolution in sight, to the extent that the once confident Indians are no longer confident. Infrastructure is the most concerning aspect. As a country that has long been on the brink of takeoff, India's infrastructure, both in quality and quantity, is far from sufficient to support their greater ambitions. No explanation is needed for the quality of construction. The only true identity is famous both at home and abroad. There are countless cases. Let's pick a few good ones to discuss. Moving to Terminal 2 of the Lahore Airport. Inaugurated by Prime Minister Modi at the end of 2022, claimed to be the most beautiful airport in the world. Art-level national infrastructure. Less than a year in operation. In May 2023, leaks were discovered. In May 2024, there was a large-scale leak. More than a dozen flights were rerouted as a result. I want to emphasize again, this is considered good. Under normal circumstances facing heavy rain, Indian airports directly collapse. For example, in June 2024, Terminal 1 of Delhi Airport crushed a poor soul. Many people were injured. The same story is also playing out in Mumbai, at airports like Lucknow and others. Outside the airports, the performance of Indian infrastructure is also quite stable. In 2024, it was only in operation for a year. To welcome the G20, the Delhi Underground Tunnel, built at a cost of 7.7 billion rupees, was forced to close due to serious design and technical defects. This led to severe internal flooding. But this is in India. So all of the above is still not the worst, because the airport tunnel is ultimately facing the world. Construction and quality are executed according to high standards. Local bridges and roads are the charm moments of Indian infrastructure. It is said that India has bridge collapse incidents every month. Last year, Bihar even set a record of 13 in 3 weeks. On average, more than 1,000 Indians die each year due to building collapses. Joining the fun in India is quite dangerous. 3 years ago, a bridge in Gujarat, after a long period of closed inspections, was opened just before the festival. As a result, it collapsed on the spot due to too many people visiting. 100 people died, and later the onlookers found out. The company responsible for bridge maintenance, Oriwa, actually specializes in producing clocks and calculators as its main business, with no relevant experience at all. The underlying reasons are not just corruption. From a macro data perspective, India's infrastructure development speed is quite astonishing. They have the largest road network in the world, the 5th largest metro network, and Modi is getting older. Every year they invest an astonishing amount into infrastructure construction. It sounds great, but this is India. Everything has some degree of exaggeration and embellishment. In terms of infrastructure, the Indian government uses a lowest bid wins method for tenders. Whoever offers the lowest price gets the contract. So construction companies have to first engage in bribery, then propose a completely unrealistic low-cost plan. Ultimately, they try their best to cut corners on the project, making up the bribe costs and their own profits, all in one go. As for safety and quality, let's leave that to God.